The official pay-per-view review show of Kayfabe Talk Radio. And now your hosts, Eric the Red and Mr. Bo. Alright, I know I said probably wasn't going to go live and do this, but you know what? Why not? It's a lot easier to just, go live from here, from the XSplit broadcaster program I have on my computer. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, guys. Because I got to get out of here at a certain time. So I'm going to run through the matches really quickly. So Wrestlemania 34. Obviously from New Orleans and all this stuff. Now, I'll run through the pre-show matches really quickly on, quick thoughts on how I feel on everything. And of course, I'm doing this solo because, Earl's obviously does not watch the product, and, well, he doesn't watch wrestling that much anymore, for obvious reasons, and Bonesaw still has yet to watch it, but he will get the platform to rant and discuss everything he thought about Mania. So, pre-show, the Andre Battle Royal, some of the participants in that were in English: Connor, Kurt Hawkins, R-Truth, Primo Colon, Mike Kanellis, Tyler Breeze, Victor, Zack Ryder, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Apollo, Shelton Benjamin, Rhino, Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Sin Cara, Fandango, Heath Slater, Chad Gable, Titus O'Neil, Goldust, Ty Dillinger, Dolph Ziggler, Kane, Mojo Rawley, and Baron Corbin. Matt Hardy won by eliminating Baron Corbin with the help of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is now alongside of Matt Hardy. Match is meh. It was a battle royal with a bunch of guys that they just have nothing for, that just don't position them the way a lot of them should be positioned. Some of these guys are not very good, and I've stated how I felt about a good amount of these people in the past, but so I don't need to here. But yeah, I guess based on the story that they're trying to tell here, I'm happy Matt Hardy won. He could get a lot of good funny promos of him having that trophy. So, Cedric Alexander defeats Mustafa Ali. I was rooting for Ali to win and, Cedric to turn heel. But they could always have Cedric be the heel champion now. And then Mustafa could be the babyface chasing him. So, I'm okay. I guess I'm okay with that. But really good match. A lot of fun spots in here. I really was impressed with the one, camera shot where they do the Spanish fly from the top rope, and John Cena's looking stunned, and they're really putting it over. Little things like that is what wrestling needs to have more of, where the veterans or the established people are looking like, wow, look at this guy. You gotta watch this guy. That's what puts people over. That's what gets people over a lot of times, more than not. Anyway, then we went on to the next one, which was the Women's Battle Royal. Again, not the greatest, but here's the people that are in here. We had Carmella, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Kairi Sane, Lana, Kavita Devi, Tainara Conti, Bianca Belair, Dakota Kai, Becky Lynch, Mickie James, Peyton Royce, Natalya, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and won by Naomi. Again, it was just a basic battle royal. The big, moment in here was them highlighting NXT girls. I liked that they gave Bianca Belair the 450 spot. The whole We Are NXT thing was a little hokey, especially with girls there that just the Indian chick Kavita Devi, she's just not very good in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Again, I'm not one of these people that think, oh, if you suck, get rid of you. I think try to improve, but if you continue to do nothing for years, then yeah, good riddance. But yeah, she's not very good. You know, I guess it was okay, you know, or good to see Peyton Royce again, but, you know, I don't know. The Battle Royal itself, there's just something that didn't mesh together the greatest. I'm happy that they got, you know, I'm glad that Ruby Riott was one of the last ones. Sarah Logan, I want to like her, because I know a lot of people that know her, and I guess also, too, because she's married to Ro from War Machine, and I really like War Machine. I want to give her this girl a chance, but she's been on the indies, so you'd think she would be more polished, but she's got work to do. She looked rough going over the top rope. And some of these girls always did, too, and a lot of it has to do with height. I've been saying this since they did the Women's Rumble. It's a lot of height problems with these girls. And that's all it comes down to. It's not them being bad either sometimes. So that's why I try to give the benefit of the doubt. But Sarah Logan has not had really good matches. Like, she had that one bad match a couple weeks ago with Charlotte. That just was one of the worst matches Charlotte's, if not the worst match Charlotte's ever been in. So, yeah. I also, too, I'm happy for Naomi. I like Naomi. I know my co-host is not too fond of her, but Bayley, I was hoping was gonna win this because they're giving too much shit to this girl. Like, they could have given this to Bayley, but I don't know. It's whatever, dude. So we go to the main card. Now, the placement of the matches, I guess I could understand why they did them. But I was like, man, the Intercontinental title match is the first match on the card? Like, why is it... I hate to use this term, but I was like, why is it curtain jerking? But, it was a good opener. It got people excited. I will say the right guy won. You know, Miz held the title plenty of times already. You gotta give Seth something. Finn Balor too. Obviously I wouldn't mind seeing him with that belt, but I will say I was really confused at first why they didn't have him come out with the demon thing, but it's so they have him be not the poster child, but I guess you could say like the ambassador for the LBGT community, or LGBT community, I should say. Hey, that's what they want to do with them, with Finn. I'm not all for it. I think that they have people that are actually openly gay that they could be doing this, like Sonya Deville. So I don't know. Because Finn Balor, to my knowledge, is not gay or bisexual. Last I checked, he was going out with Kathy Kelly, who's the announcer chick on WWE.com. So, yeah, they could have done something different with him. He didn't need to do... I don't know. They could have chose that for somebody else. But overall, great match. I love the second to last spot where he does the curb stomp. I think it was it to Miz? It was like, I think it was into Finn Balor. I think he did it to Finn Balor into Miz's back, and then he hit Miz with the curb stomp. Yeah, and then the place went nuts. You know, I'm glad now you have the story of him being the Grand Slam champion. You know, so all the Shield or Grand Slam champs. So, I don't know. It was good, really a fun match. Next, we had Asuka versus Charlotte. Honestly, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I liked it a lot. I could say that I did like it a lot. They did a lot of great story. There was a great story to it. A lot of great spots. Charlotte's fucking awesome. She really is on a whole nother realm herself, and I really liked her entrance. Asuka's kind of Asuka was what Asuka was doing, But, it was her regular entrance. But, yeah, I really liked it a lot. The Spanish Fly from the top rope here was also fucking amazing. Like, no one saw that coming. The only thing I could say is the match could have went a little bit longer. Because I don't know the exact time of it. But if I were to guess without looking at anything, I'd say it's a little over 10 minutes. That could have gone close to 20. That could have been 20 minutes even. But yeah, I don't know. It's still solid. I'd like to see them have a rematch. You know what? I was gonna say Austin was gonna win, but my dad was the one that kept saying no. They're gonna make New Orleans the place where streaks end, and Asuka's gonna lose, and they're gonna have this thing now where she's the she's the what the hell? Help me out here. I'm drawing a blank now. Asuka's the one now where it makes like a mystique where. Is she going to win? Is she going to lose? And I guess it helps her matches, but yeah, New Orleans now is the place where streaks end, and they just had her win the Mixed Match Challenge, so they weren't going to have them wrestle 2 weeks, twice in 1 week with Charlotte losing twice. So, yeah, with Asuka winning, I was, on Tuesday, I was like, okay, yeah, he's right, and he was. So. But again, I'd like to see these girls wrestle again. And then we go to the moment where a ref comes over, tells Cena something, where it's like, oh, he's here. Cena, Taker's here. So Cena runs to the back. Then we go to the 4-way, which was okay. Rusev was the best one. And the fact that they put motherfucking Jinder Mahal over Rusev was a clear spin in the face of this fucking guy. That they just have nothing for him. They want nothing to do with him. And if I were WWE, I would just grant Rusev's release and let him go to Ring of Honor. I don't know. I'm really fucking disappointed that of all the people that they had Jinder Mahal beat, that was the guy. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. Fucking awesome. It was just... I hate to say it, but Kurt is one of my favorite wrestlers, and I have to be fair. He was just not... He does not look like he... He looks like he does not want to do this anymore. He looked like he was there because he had to be in there. But, clearly the highlight of this whole thing was Ronda Rousey. I hate to do this, but I'll give some credit to Steph. She got her comeuppance, and she sold like a champ. She did very good in here. Rousey was just... She impressed people. The only thing I didn't really like was when she did that one spot she did to Dana Brooke, where, she picks her up, has, one leg, and she just throws the person. She does look too much like she's just... hoping they land okay, but not really caring where they go. It looks unprofessional. And Ronda Rousey, I remember having a look on her face, she looked concerned, hoping, fuck, I hope I didn't just hurt the boss. And I also liked the interaction of men and women. They were doing that a very little bit, and I'm okay with that. I've been saying that they need to do that some more. Again, Triple H didn't do too much to her, but I liked, a little interaction. You can't do this thing where it's it's the women's revolution, but men are not allowed to touch the women. Can't do that. It's let it be a thing where, Angle could put Steph in the ankle lock, or, Triple H could attempt to do a powerbomb to Rousey. It's cool. It's cool to do little spots like that because it makes, hey, the women can hang with the men. Sometimes the women can be better than the men. You can't compare an athlete of the caliber of Ronda Rousey to fucking Triple H. Ronda Rousey, night and day, is a better athlete than Triple H. So, by all means, Triple H doing honors and selling to her. He motherfucking should be, because he is not he's not even in the realm of her. And same thing as Stephanie McMahon. It's like, to have her beat up Ronda Rousey was a little, like, come on. I mean, like, really? You're in your 40s and you gotta have a lot of shine on this athlete who's, like, in the prime of her career, undefeated for 3 years. It was ridiculous, but Rousey ultimately got the win with an armbar. And it was really, like, it was a feel-good moment for her. And then Dana White was in the crowd. It was cool. It was a cool moment to see, And there's a lot of promise for her in WWE. I know a lot of people have been hard on her for what they've been seeing on Raw, but it's cool that she changed a lot of people's minds. I still think the music should change, though. I'm not too big on that Joan Jett song for her. It doesn't work. Next up, we had the Bludgeon Brothers against the Usos against the New Day. Squash match. Ultimately a squash match, and you know what? Good. Good, because that's the story it needed to tell. Obviously, the Usos got some shine in, the New Day got a little spots in, but it told the story it needed to. Bludgeon Brothers had to come out there and just destroy. That's all they needed to do. I like the avalanche powerbomb from the top rope, from the ropes. That was cool. And Bludgeon Brothers, your new tag champs. Next up, Cena comes out. You're thinking, okay, he's gonna fight Undertaker. Elias comes out, and poor Elias, man. They could have done something way better than what they did with him. That was just like, really? You're gonna come out to just fucking get squashed by Cena? I feel really bad for Elias, because he could have done way more than this. But Cena hits the attitude adjustment on Elias. Then they do the thing where Taker's hand and gloves are in the ring, and then the lights go out, and then Deadman Taker comes out, and I know, people go, oh, I thought you were convinced, I thought you were swearing that Taker was going to come out on the biker Taker. Little did I know that Kid Rock was pretty much no-showed. Little did anybody know that Kid Rock was just not going to come out there at all. Because apparently he had something else going on that day, but whatever. And also too, because midlife crisis, Stephanie Triple H had to come out on bikes, so we can't give Taker a bike. But yeah, the match only went no more than fucking 3 minutes. I think even less than that, probably like 2.5 minutes or something. Cena, all he did was the slam and the attempt to you can't see me gimmick. But yeah, choke slam. I guess like a big boot and some clotheslines and a tombstone was really it. And you know what? Taker looked okay with just doing that. It was an attraction match. That's all it needed to be. It was a nostalgia match, and Taker looked impressive. He looked mobile, and I guess that's all you needed for him to be. Next up on the card, we had Shane and Daniel Bryan against Owens and Zayn. It was good for what it was. I don't know. Shane this guy gotta retire. He took a lot of the bumps in this. Bryan, they did the thing where they powerbombed him on the apron, and they made it look like he was out. A lot of what they did with him in Mania 30 a few years ago, where Batista and Orton powerbombed him to the table and he was out. But it was good. It was like a good hope spot, but I don't know. Shane's just little sloppy. They got him into his coast to coast thing. to which eventually he made the hot tag, and Bryan just came out like a house of fire. You know, just flying all over the place, Tuna Karanas, drop kicks, all the whole 9 yards. I'm glad that they don't have him do the what the fuck, the diving headbutt, because that's ultimately what could have bothered his career. But you know, it wasn't needed. He did his yes kicks. He did it all. He did everything he needed to. The flying knee, the yes lock, and you know, Shane and off to Raw, Zayn and Kevin go, really. And next up we had Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Not a very good match in my opinion. I mean, at the very beginning, Nia attacks Mickey and attacks her, but this match went longer than it needed to, and Alexa got too much shine. This should have really been like a 3 to 5 minute squash match. Because in what realm does that, you know, like a 100-pound girl soaking wet have any right going against a girl that's like the size of Nia? But Nia wins a lot of moves from the top rope in this pay-per-view, by the way. Or the second ropes even, but a lot of avalanche style moves in this. Nia ultimately wins with the Samoan drop from the second rope, gets the win. Feel good moment, I guess. You know, she's dedicating to everyone who's been bullied. It is what it is. Next up we had Nakamura versus Styles. Not as good as what I called it. It was not as good as Japan. Well, they were just way too many rest spots. You know, the spots that they were doing was what you would expect from them, but it was too slow paced. It was too slow paced, and you'd think that they were reserving themselves for a longer match, but no, the match was not even. It was just. I'm gonna look at the time. Not even 20 minutes, just, a little over 20 minutes. 20 minutes and 20 seconds. But, AJ won, and, they wound up, they were hugging. Nakamura hits him with a low blow and just starts kicking him around and, hits him with a Kinshasa to the floor. They're gonna do a rematch with ultimately Nakamura getting the belt. And you know what? Mix it up. I'm all for a Nakamura heel turn. I popped when he did the heel turn here, so not bad at the end. But the match itself, it was just not what it was. It was a regular SmackDown match, honestly. All this hype, and that's what it was. I feel like they could get a better match out of it, but just something didn't click here. Next up, we had the Bar versus Braun and a little kid by the name of Nicholas, who is a supposed fan, but he wound up being John Cone, who's the referee, who I've stated many times I cannot stand because the guy blows so many spots. It wound up being his son. And this kid is more over than he will ever be, John Cone. But, yeah, the kid did actually nothing at all. It was pretty much ultimately a handicap match. Braun wound up winning the tag titles, and they wound up recognizing Nicholas as a champion, and there were so many memes that came out of this. It was funny. The internet made it funny, but this is something you do at a house show or even a Raw. You don't do this at WrestleMania. All the hype that they had put in this, who's Braun's partner? Who's Braun's partner? And they're making him into a wacky character. Then we go to the main event. Brock Lesnar defending the belt against Roman Reigns. What a fucking terrible match. I'm sorry. Just 6 kicks out of 6 F5s. 6. There was just no fucking psychology to this. Brock fucking fucks up doing an overhead belly to belly. He lawn darts Roman Reigns to the table like the fucking goof that Brock is. And again, I cannot blame any of this on Roman. And you know what? I'm going to defend Roman on this. I wanted to see this fucker win. You know, if you're going to push this guy, push him. What the fuck was the point of keeping Brock around? So he could feud with Lashley at SummerSlam? No, I'm sorry. This guy is not motivated. He's eating a paycheck. We make fun of him so many fucking times for being blown up. The idiot fucking elbowed Roman in the head. I mean, granted, the shot of Roman just looking like a fucking killer. Just scream, like, he just had this look on his face like he wanted the fucking, he was out for Brock's blood. And, you know, he looked impressive, but I was, at that point, I was just like, come on, motherfucker, just fucking beat Brock already. I was so sick. And the crowd's chanting, this is awful, and, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, well, like Santino Marella is saying online, oh, you guys ultimately cheered Brock winning. Yeah, they did, and I don't know why, because this guy should not have been the fucking, you know, walked away with this win, but whatever. Again, just not a good match. They're gonna do the match again in Saudi Arabia in that Greatest Royal Rumble show in a cage, but I would hope they get the belt off of him there, but I doubt it. They're probably gonna keep the belt on until SummerSlam, and it sucks. It sucks, but whatever. And again, I'm starting to think it's a shame that they're not doing anything good with Roman. Don't get me wrong, I would like to like this guy, but I'm still indifferent to him. In this match, I wanted him to win, but as an overall character, I'm indifferent to him. And it's just, you have too many people on contract, and you have so many guys that are better off than him, and this is who they want to have, and it's like, okay, either do something creative with him, or get him out of the way. And what they're doing with him is okay, but for the most part, it's not enough. It is not enough for people. So, this is kind of my speed review of Mania. Again, I know it may seem like, hey, look, there's not a lot of tangents that went on, but when it's easier for one person to review something than it is for two, or more than that sometimes, especially when you don't do a lot of shows. Like, we don't do enough shows on here to where we can divide everything. Like, we get lost in tangents, and, you know, we admit to that, but I wanted to be as, you know, quick and painless as possible to get this review out there. But for me, for WrestleMania, I'm gonna go with maybe a C or a C plus. I can't say I hated Mania. I know my co-host will probably say otherwise for what he thinks, but I can't say I hated Mania. There was a lot of bad. Well, there was a good. There was a little bit of bad. There wasn't a lot of bad. Like, Jinder Mahal winning sucked. Brock's match sucked. The Oscar match, the Nia Jax Alexa Bliss match was not good, and the Raw Tag Titles match was not good. But everything else, I can't say was terrible. There was a lot of, you know, it wasn't a great Mania. It was not a great Mania, but it was not a bad one. So, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up for here. Like I said on the NXT review, we should probably be back next week. Again, things could change, but you never know. So, till next time, guys, keep it kayfabe.